feel like I'm 15 again in a 7th-grade crowd. Kind of wish I would wrote something down now. About 6 months ago, Ben and I were at my dad's house on the back porch and laughing and talking. And somehow we started talking about what we're going to do for Ben's funeral, and we came up with the ridiculous idea to unveil a statue of Ben and replace it for the fountain in front of the Kivitz's house, and one of his ridiculous poses that's all over this place now. I remember thinking to myself, how do we get to the point where we're talking about your inevitable funeral? It's just like 6 months ago we didn't have a care in the world, you know? But that's just the guy Ben was. Those who knew him know that there's no words to describe his personality, so I'm not even gonna try. But we just gotta remember that we're the lucky ones, that we're blessed to know such a good guy. And I just feel sorry for those who will never get that opportunity. Ellen told me something really powerful the other day, sitting on Ben's back porch. She told me, all you can ask for in this world is to be loved coming in and loved when you leave. And look at this is amazing. I mean, Ben was definitely loved. So here we are at the memorial service for my best friend, but here's to you, Benny. Thanks for all the memories, buddy. We love you.
All right, I went over the word limit, and I'm going to apologize to the guys up here because this word limit was a big deal, and I just couldn't do it. I'm very sorry about Ben's death. For me, it has been surreal, and I cannot comprehend the finality of the situation. I know that I miss him. Thanks to the Kivitz family for being so kind to me over the past few months, and also for my entire life. You've always been so welcoming, so warm, and so generous. This fall, I felt like I tried to bring an ounce of support over to the Kivitz house, and they would, in return, reciprocate with a ton of love. I don't think I have any words that will suffice, but thank you, and I love you, are all I have. As the story goes, Ben and I met at a place most would call serendipity. I'm pretty sure we didn't call the daycare by its name, figuring we were still shitting our pants and could barely talk. During our early days, we did snack time, nap time, play time, and probably even potty time together. It wasn't long until we grew out of nap time. Snoozing with all the crumb munchers wasn't for us. Instead, we powered through nap time to braid the teacher's hair. I don't think either of us knew how to braid hair. I sure didn't. But all the girls were doing it, and the teacher was cute. Even at an early age, we had our priorities straight. Eventually, they kicked us out of preschool, and they forced us into the halls of Montezuma Elementary. We even spent our weekends together playing YMCA basketball and local Little League baseball. I remember when the news came down that Ben was changing schools. I remember not understanding, and I remember that knot in my stomach. There was a void in my second grade self. My mom reassured me that I'd still see Ben on the soccer field, and we'd probably even end up here at prep together. It's baffling how moms can see the future. We met on the soccer field, but there was one big problem. Ben was on our rival team. And yes, there was that game at Bullhead Park when Ben saved both Donnie's and my penalty kick. He never let me forget that. The interlude in our relationship ended quickly when we joined forces again as 6th graders in the class of 2005. I know there's many of you here today. We stood around in mid-school dances together, played on undefeated mid-school basketball teams that thrashed the parochial league, and rode in epic carpools at soccer practice. We would sit at his house for hours playing video games, but almost always we played on the same team. Neither of us could stand to lose to the other. Anyone that knew Ben knew he was laid back, and some may even say lazy. He had scientifically proven the way to eat sunflower seeds with using minimal effort, all while in his bed, only wearing boxers. On the soccer field, however, Ben's passion could only be matched, never surpassed. Playing defense, I never wanted to be scored on, but Ben reviled when the ball rolled into his net more than anyone. He'd go pick up the ball and put it back into the net, then he would slap the goalpost. Most of the time, he wouldn't say a word, but if he spoke after getting scored on, Ben had nothing nice to say. Luckily, he set the record for the fewest goals in a season, so us on the field didn't have to endure his wrath too often. Our junior season, Ben came up huge, stopping penalty kicks to beat El Dorado, who later rolled to the 5A championship. I know Chris is here. Then there was the academy game when Ben's leg was broken. I remember standing there on the field looking down at his foot that pointed backward. After a long surgery, a titanium rod, and a number of months to heal, Ben still couldn't feel the top of his foot because of nerve damage. I was sure he wouldn't make it back for his senior season, but he knew otherwise. By the time August rolled around, Ben was healthy, strong, and had no intention of forgoing his goalkeeper position. He was the man in the goal that led us to a 2-loss season and our 4th straight state title. It was quite a ride. A Saturday morning last June, I was out on the soccer field coaching when my phone rang. It was my mom. She said Ellen had called and Ben was diagnosed with cancer. I remember squatting down and wiping a couple tears from my eyes. I didn't know how I felt. I was scared, angry, worried, and sad. It was that same void from when Ben switched schools after 2nd grade. I wanted to help. One of us was in a fight, but no one could back him up. It was his battle, and he put up a superhuman fight. Whenever I visited Ben, he always shared a smile with me, and even on his last night, we parted ways with the same words. Goodbye, brother. Later, Steve. It is still very surreal to think I'll never get Ben's dead fish handshake or a short hug. While Ben is dead, he's not gone. He's in our memories, our pictures, and our hearts. I rarely heard Ben speak about it, but he showed us how to live day in and day out. We should not dwell in the past, we should learn from it. We should not dream in the future, we should plan for it. We should live in the present, for it is the only place we really are. But simply existing in the moment is not enough. We must act wisely and earnestly. Ben would tell us that we should each accept who we are. This means coming to terms with our mistakes, our flaws, and most of all, our emotions. We want to smile, laugh, and be happy, but many times it's okay to be sad, to be lost, and to hurt. Ben spent the last year of his life carrying these emotions every day. He did not hide them, but he did not let them consume him. No matter how much pain he was in, he always wanted to know how you were doing, what was going on in your life, and how your family was. He wished you well and hoped that it would all work out. He never plagiarized who he was. He was both noble and humble. His love was as authentic as his pain, and his smile was as genuine as his fear. Ben left an impression on all of us, and that will be ours for our finite lives. Each day we leave a series of impressions on a number of people, our family, friends, and strangers. These impressions are our legacy. Waking up on the wrong side of the bed is no excuse to snap at others. Being busy is no reason not to call or write. Feeling scared should not keep you from saying, I'm sorry or I love you. Live with a generous heart and kind speech. Seek things that renew humanity and the earth. I miss Ben. We'll never get to play video games again or go to the movies. We'll never talk about how much we hate the Spurs. I'll never get to step on the soccer field with him. I'll never get to slap his hand and share a smile with him. I miss Ben, but I know he'll always be with me, like many of our friends and family. Goodbye, brother. We love you. And I hope this new year brings hope, health, and happiness to each of you.